take so long? There we go. Hey, how's everybody doing today? We doing a thinking game Tuesday,
Oh,
and today we're talking about inner city problems, inner city things that we experienced growing up. We saw somebody experience growing up, and we got like 5 questions that we're gonna talk about, and that's it. We out. So, and it still may be long winded, but we're gonna try to get through it.
yeah.
Let us know in the comments. Engage. Let us know what you think. First question. The percentage of kids raised by their grandparents in the inner city. What you think, bro?
I think it's probably good 60%.
Hmm. Yeah, I can
60.
agree with
I
that.
want to say 70, but I think it's
Yeah.
60%.
Yeah. A little over half. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's way more than what people think. But
Yeah.
even with kids staying with their parents, I think grandparents do a lot of raising, man.
Yeah. I think it depends on the parents too. Yeah. Depends on the parents. Especially single parents, because it's
Mm-hmm.
really hard to raise, especially multiple kids, one parent. Really hard. Uh, I stopped doing filler well. I'm trying to work on that. Yeah, man, I can see that though, but especially if you got a multi generational family. Sometimes I seen this growing up, multi generational family that live in the projects. They all stayed. That generation stayed in the projects. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Grandma stayed in one section. The daughter and the kids stayed in another section. You know what I'm saying? The brothers and his kids stayed in another state. They all stayed in the same project house.
Yeah,
You know what
and,
I'm
and
saying?
and and they probably stayed in the same house.
Some of them did stay in the same house. Yeah.
Mm,
Same house, yeah. I don't know if you can do that living in the projects, but definitely if you live in the houses, like you're saying over there in the south side where you from, yeah, definitely. Them houses are so big though, man. I mean, I don't know if one person could even stay in the house anyway. So it
man,
actually kind of made sense.
them houses
You know what I'm
wasn't that
saying?
big. Well, it
Man,
depends
hey,
on the
hey, I
South
went over
End.
my homeboy house. Shout out to Larry
Mm,
Porter, my boy LP. His grandma house was huge, bro.
yeah,
Like a mansion, man.
mm. You know,
Shout
in the
out to Miss Porter, man.
yeah, hey, shout out to
Man, that
like
house was huge, man. I
like
think it
in
had a
the
basement and everything. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
in the South, like from the freeway to probably about like I just say after you pass, is it no Chester? No,
All the way
my
back to
bad.
R Street. All the way back to
No,
R Street. Freeway to R Street.
no, it's from the freeway to the fairground.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Freeway to the fairground.
there
Yeah.
you go. Once you get to, I say, mm, once you pass Bishop, that little in between section,
Hmm.
like the house is a little different then. But yeah, man,
What do you think be the cause, if we even want to talk about that, that the grandparents are raising the kids instead of the parents raising their kids? What do you think some of the causes of that? Well, that's
man,
probably gonna be the next question we're gonna go down. But what do you
mm,
think some
man,
of the
the
causes?
real life, you know, real life and the parents be going through their own little stuff that they went through beforehand that wasn't addressed,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah, that's true.
before the parents get a chance to, you know, pour into that bad stuff that they endured, the grandparents be like, "Nope, you're not gonna corrupt them," as Boosie was saying before before they got on his ass, contaminate them. You know what I'm saying? That's a different subject, but yeah, like.
So you know, in the church, when you dedicate your kids,
Mm,
one of the clauses in there, when you dedicate your kids to the Lord, if you're
mm.
not able to handle the parenting duties, the grandparents,
Yeah.
take on that task. If you're not able to raise them
It's,
properly, you know
I
what I'm
think
saying.
it's
So
I think it's the overly when parents be like, we're going to church overly, too many times. I don't know, that ain't a word, but
yeah,
when kids go to church so much and they see like how bad it is, like the preachers and
not
pastors,
every church though. Yeah,
it's
you gotta
not.
be careful
I
because
agree, it's not every
they'll
church.
blanket. Some people blanket that. They use that as an excuse every time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that just ain't the case every time.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
and it really ain't. It really ain't.
Some people
And
just don't want to. Some people just, from my opinion, a person that stopped going to church. Some people just don't want to do the will
yeah,
of God. They just don't. Well,
yeah.
for
But
whatever
eventually,
reason, whatever your why is. That's why I made a video.
yeah.
What is the why? You have to deal with the why you don't want to do it. You don't have to tell nobody. That's something you have to deal with. Why do you not want to do X, Y, or Z? You know what I'm
But
saying?
but guess what?
What's up?
Eventually you will.
But that's
Do
you
the
know what
thing.
you know what's the crazy
You
part
will.
though?
You
The
will.
eventually part you're gambling though, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't know.
Yeah. You got me.
I can't tell you how many people that I seen they really they man I'm talking about I seen it like they was trying to get it right or they just said nah forget it I'm not even doing it and you don't make it back. That's the tough part about going back in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
You may not make it out the streets. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you cool with that, you understand that. I get it, but some people they don't understand. You think it's sweet out
Mm-hmm.
there, but sometimes you may not make it back. Just like we're gonna talk about this probably later slide, but
Yeah.
when
I'm
you
about to
talk about
say.
addiction, when you talk about addiction,
Mm-hmm.
some things you don't know you addicted to
Yeah.
until you try. It could be the first time.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes it's best not to even mess with stuff. Sometimes just leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? Don't even mess with it. If
And
you if you 50-50 or you really still don't know, like it's like somebody that drink alcohol. You may not know that first sip of alcohol may start you on the process to getting addicted. You don't know.
it will.
You know what I'm saying?
It
No, I'm
will.
saying, but I'm saying, but some
They
people be
don't.
thinking I'm not gonna get addicted. That's what I'm saying. It's why it's best
You
not to mess
will.
with it if you don't want to go down that path. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. You
But
will.
yeah,
You
but I guess
will.
is what I'm saying. Like being a parent, me being a parent now.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that it is important,
Mm-hmm.
based on your experience,
Mm-hmm.
like for people to really make sure to get themselves in a stable situation and be married before having kids? In order to like the best optimal. I'm not saying this is like perfect. I'm saying that the best situation you can put yourself in to raise kids in. You know what I'm saying? So you have both parents committed to each other and raising their kids. Because single
Yeah.
parenting is hard, man. It ain't easy, man. It ain't easy
Yeah.
doing that, man. You know
And
what I'm saying?
yeah. Yeah. I agree. But not no but I agree.
Nah.
No,
I'm messing with you, man. I'm messing with
when
you, man.
because I know you
I
be
know you
trying
thought
to
all.
pull it. You
I
be
know. I
trying
ain't
to
even
pull
mad.
it.
I,
Yeah,
know,
you
I
be
know you
trying to
thought
pull
I
it.
was gonna
Man. You
do it.
gotta
You,
be
you, you
careful,
thought I was
man.
gonna do it. That's why I'm messing with you. You thought I was gonna do it to
Because you gotta be careful. Because
you.
you be
Yeah.
trying to pull it, and then when you use, but you be like, nah, it ain't like that. Nah,
You should challenge me. You should call me out on it, man. Call me out on it. I'm with it.
nah, but what I was saying is like, yeah, you have to be careful, but that's why I always stress. You really have to know a person. Man, you quit going raw, quit doing this and be like, oh, I'm just leave it
Yeah.
in for a good time, a good moment.
But see, here's a good question though. How long do it take to know a person?
Mm,
In your opinion, how long it take? You think it
I
take to
t-
know a person?
you can know a person, but I say you got to live with them first. You can know a person, but until you
You know,
live
how
with
much time? How much time do you think it take to just know a person enough to just even want to live with them? Like, how much
them,
time?
oh
Like,
man,
cause
you
you know,
need at
people
least.
always say. Some people say you know they be saying don't judge me, but you
I
got to
think
make
you
that
need at
judgment and
least.
evaluation.
I say to live with a person after the first about the first 2 years, maybe pushing it, man. 2 years the max.
And
Not
you got to
saying
be paying
knowing
attention. And you got to be
you
paying
better.
attention to things they do, cause you might not fully 100% know a person,
Yeah,
but a
it's
person's pattern, you can learn their pattern, their behavior, and their personality. You can learn those three things about any person. If you paying attention, you got the awareness to realize this. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but
You can learn those things, and yeah, about 2 years, yeah, about a year and a half, 2 years, you can learn those things. You know, and you can make
and
an assessment at that point and say everything that I know based on personality, behavior, and pattern. Can I spend the rest of my life with this person, even if they don't change from what I know right now?
uh,
You know what I'm saying? For
yeah,
sure.
but and that's what I say. You really have to know a person. You have to take. You have to be.
You also got to know you too, like your
Yeah,
tolerance. What's your
yeah,
forgiveness level like? Cause what are you, you know, what you can forgive and what you can't forgive. You know what I'm saying? Realizing that hey, you know, I got flaws just as well. This person got flaws. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
So, but it's all about what can you like. Some people they won't give you an advantage. They'll put you in a disadvantage. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you have to understand that what puts you at a disadvantage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, and some people, you know, I don't know if they even, you know, do that cross their mind, but when you meet a person, it's like, is this person gonna give me an advantage? Can we grow
Mm-hmm.
together? Or is
Mm-hmm.
this person gonna put me in a disadvantage? Every time I look up, it's always something crazy happening. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
like
Yeah, you know what
like
I'm saying?
when you break down that getting to know a person, you really have to not only talk to them, talk to the people that they've been around 10, 15, 20 years.
I mean, you can know
And,
the people they've been around. Just see how they
man,
interact. Like a person that gossip, they friends
mm,
probably gossip too. You know what
uh,
I'm saying? They just all
mm,
right, bird of a kind flock together.
yeah.
You know, um,
Yeah. It's just certain, certain stuff
I mean,
you.
I know people say you shouldn't stereotype, but people do stereotype in real life. That's what they teach you in school. But when you become an adult, that can be the thing that save you sometimes.
Man,
I rather overthink and be wrong than underthink and be in a messed up situation. You know what
man.
I'm saying?
And,
So
and and willing to admit that I'm wrong. Oh, damn, I was
yeah,
wrong. They was like,
you know, I mean, yes, a lot of people that can't even admit that they're wrong. That's
mm,
kind of sad too. You
now
know,
that's a
so
different story. That's a different
yeah, exactly.
topic.
But yeah, you think about though when you say grandparents, raising the kids though. You know, you
Mhm.
think a lot of parents that have kids and they out there jumping over the candlestick, but they're not ready for the fire, the flame when they get close. They're not ready to, because raising kids is a commitment. You know what I'm saying? Kids can't raise
Mhm.
themselves. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But young people out here playing around and they have their kid, they not can't raise it due
yeah.
to financial situations and
And,
you making 30,000 out there going raw. You making 30,000 a year trying to have kids. It's gonna be a tough ride. You know what I'm saying?
and,
Yeah,
and
so I've
that's
been
one of
there.
my it's one of my biggest gripes, you know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
parents to be raising not parents and grandparents. You raise kids to be independent, okay, follow this guideline. And
That's
then
the theory. Yeah.
yeah, once
Some parents don't. You be surprised. There's some parents out there that they raise their kids to depend on them most of their life. You be surprised.
mm, uh,
Manipulators. They have
yeah,
manipulating kind of personality. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
that's the unfortunate part. Like you're a parent, but you still have to deal with your own internal issues and manage
mm,
yourself while you're being a parent. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
And like we say, a lot of times we've seen this in the inner city. Both of the parents could be on drugs. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? And the
yeah,
grandparents have to take over.
yeah,
Be a house of abuse. Grandparents got to take over. You know what I'm saying?
and then,
Abandonment. You know what I'm saying? grandparents gotta take over. You know what I'm saying?
And not just grandparents, it'd be aunties be like, you know what?
Yeah.
My
And shout
mama
out to
messed
them who
yeah,
take on
my mama
somebody else's
messed
kids.
yeah.
Yeah, shout out to them who take on somebody else's kids and raise their
Man.
kids. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? Because it's
oh,
not an easy thing. You didn't raise your kids
yeah.
and you didn't got up in age, you ready to retire, but then you got to raise your grandkids because whatever situation the parents go through.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
you know what I'm saying?
hey, big shout out to my aunties, you know what I'm saying? My little
Yeah,
titties, you know what I'm saying? Cause
yeah,
and grandma, but they raised me right.
yeah,
But hey, at the end of the day, man, you still gotta be a man.
yeah.
Still gotta
You
be a
know,
man.
yeah. Shout out to my mom, man, raising me, man.
Shout out to
It wasn't easy.
Mondoos. Hey, they tried.
Cause I
I'm
know
like,
I
wait.
know my mom. I was a different kid to raise, man. So
Yeah.
man, boy.
Hey, what but that
All
is.
right. Here's the next one. Here goes the roller coaster ride right here, man.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
How common in the city do kids go down the same path as their parents?
Man,
What you think, bro?
man, it's very common. It's very common.
Yeah, yeah.
They might not have did the same thing that they do,
It's so similar. Yeah, it's
but
parallels.
it's
Like,
that man. Ooh. What they always say,
oh
"Ooh,
man.
you act just like your mom. Ooh, you just act like your dad."
Most dudes, I'm even though there's no excuse for it, but most guys, young kids, they pick up that player lifestyle or that womanizing lifestyle from the men that surround them in their lives. Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
Because most kids, you don't just do that automatically. It's a learned behavior. You know what I'm saying? Hey, how many girlfriends you got? You only talking to
Yeah.
one girl?
Yeah.
What? How many
Yeah.
numbers you get? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then you see your uncles or you see your dad. Like
Mm-hmm.
my dad, 9 kids by 3 or 4 different women. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, how do you expect if you don't talk to your son and
Mm.
say this is not the right way to go, or just you got to make better decisions than I did? How do you expect that he's going to think about veer from that unless he's been taught another way or been exposed to some other kind of a way of doing stuff? You know what I'm
Like,
saying? I
like,
think sometimes the parents, I can see they kind of get lost in parenting. Like, they think it's like autopilot. There is no autopilot in parenting. I'm learning that myself.
mm-hmm.
But your lifestyle raise your kids as well as you're talking to them. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? You can talk all you want, but your lifestyle says a lot too. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to be judgmental because a lot of people think you being judgmental. I'm just saying but some parents are not honest or don't want to talk about that. Stay out of grown folks' business. I mean, when you understand, the more you learn about life as a kid, the more you kind of understand kind of what your parents probably went through,
Mm-hmm.
based on circumstances and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you're like, man, my dad. Somewhere along the line, my dad kind of bugged out. I don't know when, but
Now,
if I
yeah.
could talk to him, I would love to
Mm.
just see what happened. You know what I'm saying? But
Like,
oh, that's why my dad talked to. Okay, I
uh,
get it. You start connecting the dots. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Cause I almost went down the path of my dad. I had to catch myself, man. I
Yeah.
almost went down that path where I could have. It's like I came to a fork in the road. It's like God
Mm-hmm.
said, you either can convert and change your life now, or you can go down this road. And if you go down this road, it probably
Yo.
guarantees you go down that road, buddy.
Yo.
So I had to make a choice, man. It was a hard choice because I was so used to going down that path. But I
Yeah.
had to turn my life around because I didn't want to go down that same path as my dad did. Because never really could keep a job because of child support. So we always work contractor jobs. And that's the thing, right? Parents think they
Yeah.
don't think you remember stuff, but I'm the oldest kid, so I
Yeah.
saw a lot of the stuff my
Yeah.
siblings didn't
Yeah.
see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then a lot of times with your parents,
Hmm.
different kids, ages and stuff,
Yeah.
you may see different sides of your parents that your other
Yeah.
siblings don't see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That type. That
They
yeah.
love and adore them, but you saw the whole spectrum, and you have different feelings. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
And then
yeah.
if you bring them up, you're being a bad guy. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, for real.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
yeah, my dad he was the player tape. At least he thought he was. Thought he
Most
was.
dudes think they are until you
Yeah, I
start
think
getting
he
older. They
played
get
tag.
sloppy, man.
Yeah, but I'm the oldest boy, and then you see it like I put it like this. I had one uncle that was around me all the time,
Right.
which it molded me because he had 7 8 sisters.
Mm,
I lost count, but
yeah.
yeah, 7 8 sisters. There is not too much about women that I do
Oh, my
not know.
man, Duke. Hey, Duke, man, what you doing, dude? You want to come on here, man? Hey, holla at Duke, man.
Yeah.
You-
Duke ain't trying to do nothing, man. Hey, Duke ain't trying to
Hey,
do
Duke, man, come on
nothing.
here and holler at us, man. Yeah, man,
Duke
come on here
ain't.
and holler at us, man.
That's my guy, though.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, his
Oh,
brother was
yeah.
cool too, man.
I watched
Youngest
Young
dude,
Duke
brother was
grow
cool.
from like the little young boy. When I say young boy, I'm talking about like
Yeah,
fourth or fifth grade young dude.
yeah.
Hey,
His brother, man, rest in peace to his brother. Brother was cool
yeah.
too.
Hey,
G.
G.
Yeah,
Shit.
cool dude,
Hey.
man.
I can't say what I want to say, but yeah, well, we gonna keep
Nah,
it PG.
yeah. Um,
Yeah, but
but yeah, man, it's a lot of I know a lot of kids, man. Like,
yeah, them.
a lot of people I grew up with, they kind of you say, wow, how did he get hooked on
Yeah.
Hennessy
Yeah.
like that? Then you see his dad,
Hey
his
man,
dad
I
be
feel like you
drinking
taking
it.
shots at me, man.
Oh,
Hey,
I'm not talking about you. I ain't know your dad drink Hennessy. I was trying to be random. That's funny.
why
I
you
was trying
gotta
to be
bring up
random.
Hennessy, dog? You know what I'm saying?
All right, Wide Hours Rose. How about that? Wide Hours
Okay,
Rose.
that's a little different. You know?
Yeah, Wide Hours Rose. Then you see the dad, he drinking Wide Hours. It's like, man, that's crazy.
Yeah,
You think about girls,
yeah. Hmm.
girls that have, multiple kids, multiple baby daddies, and then,
Yeah.
possibly, the chances of them hunker kind of went through the same cycle. Then they never
Yeah.
got broken.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to talk to your kids about the things,
Yeah.
because it's your DNA. They probably could have the same or
Yeah.
some of the struggles you deal with. They probably
Yeah.
could, deal with those things. They may not even, but you never talk to them.
Man.
Like Cam Newton said, his dad never talked to him about the sex talk or had talked to him about sex at all, ever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then,
Mm.
in situation that he in, you know what I'm saying, having multiple kids by multiple women,
That
you know.
that was wild because I think my daddy was the first one to give me the sex talk, but it was
Uh,
like how
on
can
some
this
player stuff.
how can you give me the sex talk? And I was like, man, I was I literally was like, man, okay, all right, I guess so. And it was
So
like,
how do you have it with your kids now? As they
you know,
getting
these
older.
hey man, these kids different.
No, but I'm saying
Man,
you still are you gonna talk to
they,
your kids though? That's
bruh,
the question.
bruh, they do. They try to tell me. Yo, like, man, hey, whoa, whoa, whoa. You trying to take me too
Yeah.
fast now. No, listen, these kids are different.
So do you think addiction is hereditary, or you think it's
The once you had that first hit or first drink, yes,
man?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
The thing with thing about like crack, that ain't hereditary. They just if you touch that, you're done. You could get
Yeah,
done. The first hit, you're done. That ain't even hereditary. That's just
but
anybody playing around. It's you
like
know.
certain stuff,
That's like
like
hitting all cherries on the slot machine. You hit that first hit. That's like hitting all cherries
like
on the slot machine, man.
yeah, crack is probably like
It's crazy.
they probably smell it and be like, ooh, that smells familiar. You know what I'm saying? But I
Ugh,
can't.
smell terrible. That ugh,
I know it. Trust me, I know.
smell it crazy. Ugh,
And that shit is
ugh,
horrible. It's horrible.
ugh.
You can walk in somebody's house and know, like, damn, that mother
Yes.
is smoking
It's
dope.
crazy because when you walk in the house, you're like, y'all don't smell this, but I guess you've been
Mm,
smoking it all day. You don't smell it like in the same.
yeah.
You just
Like,
you
man,
walk in the house, you go, ooh.
ooh,
Ooh,
this stink.
ooh, ooh. Some houses you smell it outside. You ain't even got in the house yet. You just walk by like, boy,
Man,
they
ooh,
lighting it up in there, boy, man.
what? Hey, and it's
But they in there powering up,
man,
man.
and it smells so empty in there. It's empty. It's empty in there. It
But yeah,
smells empty.
addiction definitely can be. You gotta be careful about that. Cause
But
man, addiction can get so crazy, man. Like you don't even like. I've knew people that was so addicted to like alcohol and they had like diabetes and they still couldn't stop drinking, man.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
tough, man.
man.
Addiction's tough.
Uh, it was an uncle that passed away, man. Like they were so addicted to it that before he passed away, they just had to give him at least like half a beer.
Wow.
Yeah, like
And
it's
I think if you develop a dependency on it, you can't go cold turkey, right? You would die, right? Even with
yeah,
alcohol, if
yeah,
you try to stop just drinking altogether, your body will kind of shut down because it's so used to having it in your system. I guess
yeah.
I've
That
heard
that
that happening too.
that was one of them. Like it's like stuff like that. It'd be tough situation. Be like,
But that's the thing. Like people really think we talking about like alcohol and drugs, but when you think about like porn, like pornography, somebody
mm,
could watch that one time and it could just blow your mind. You stuck on it. You know what I'm saying? That can
mm,
happen too. You know what I'm saying? Food, you could be addicted to food. That can happen. Be my 600-pound life. That don't happen overnight. You just don't wake up and you 600 pounds. You know what I'm
hey,
saying?
man, leave the big
That
backs
take
out of
time.
it. Leave the big backs out
No,
of
I'm just saying. I'm just saying
it.
like the habits sometimes they could be passed down through families. You know what I'm saying? Gotta be careful
And
about that.
like one thing about people, we love to eat. You know what I'm saying?
But you gotta proportion yourself. You gotta
Yeah.
control it.
What's
I love it. I mean, I love to eat. I mean, even when I
man?
was younger, I could eat with the best of them. Like I probably could out eat Kobayashi when I was younger, but now I can't do that now. I'm 40,
Yeah.
man. You know what I'm saying?
What's that? We eat to live, not live to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, for sure.
That's like
Now it's back to reality, man. I'm 41, man. I be eating more salads
yeah,
than anything now, man. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Be honest, man. I don't even put meats on my salad like I used to. Eggs, but that's about it.
Yeah,
Like I say,
man.
eggs, cranberries, pecans, feta cheese, and now Kroger got them salad packs where it's already chopped up, so they make it even easier to make salads now. So yeah, I don't even put meat on there. Every now and then I may maybe some chicken breast or something. If I do that, but I've been eating
If
just with the eggs, and I mean, walking around at Eula, man, I've lost so much weight, man.
mm.
Man, I got the body by Jake for real, man.
like,
Yeah.
hey, like me, I grew up eating vegetables anyway.
Man, I
So,
grew up eating pork, the rooter to the tutor, man.
oh gosh,
Except for
yeah,
the chili, I would hold out. I wouldn't eat no
yeah.
chilies. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't go that far. But yeah, I'm
Only
full from sweet
thing,
home, so all the pork stuff you can imagine. Liver loaf, I didn't
uh,
eat. My grandma ate that. Press ham, I did eat that.
mm-hmm.
Talking about that press ham where you got to peel the
Yeah,
plastic off the
I know.
edges. I'm talking about,
Hey, the little premium man. Okay. Hey, hey, it was some left
yeah,
over.
man.
Man. Oh, the
Yeah,
bologna, all that stuff.
yeah.
Like the stuff that, like, probably like 90% of the stuff that I used to eat as a kid. Like, I really don't even eat no more. at all.
No, I don't think nobody, unless you just
No,
can't
no.
afford it.
Them people be eating this stuff. Like,
Sometimes that's all you can afford though. I mean, a lot of stuff we ate when we was young, that's what was affordable though. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
and get what? Get what? With this stuff shutting down, it's gonna be, hey man, you gonna have to go back to
That's
the
like
basics.
they asked D.L. Hughley what's the most expensive thing. He said being in poverty is probably more expensive than anything because
Uh,
like when you in poverty, you can't afford to go to Whole
yeah,
Foods and eat healthy, man. You gotta
man,
go get the Pick Five. You know what I'm saying? You
man,
gotta go to the food giant and the city markets and all that. When you ain't making that kind of money, that's where you gonna go. You know what I'm
man.
saying?
I learned that
Um,
when I was on my um not weight loss journey, but my journey of eating better. I was like,
yeah.
man, everything that I want to eat that's healthy. Like we talking about the stuff that's about to happen right now, like the portion
I ain't
stuff.
talking about what.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with the
man.
portion stuff shutting down. But
Man, politics
let's
though, they always got something going
we
on.
are
Go ahead.
hey man, we already know that. But
Yeah.
uh I was looking, I was like, man, to eat healthy, that was $30 a meal.
Hmm.
When I can go eat, no, it's about $30.
What you making? What are you making?
Man, the salad, and you might even cut up some chicken breast with or whatever. Salad itself.
No, that's about yeah. You right about 20. Cause if you buy some eggs, you buy a dozen eggs. You don't even have to buy a dozen. Like a dozen eggs to boil, and you get a salad
Yeah.
pack. I think it was 3 for 11 at Kroger's. 3 for 11 salad pack.
That one pack.
No. 3 for 11. It's like one pack. It's like 3 bags, probably about that big.
Uh,
And you
and
don't even got to use the whole bag. I do like half of it. Um, I had to
yeah,
stop. Yeah, I bought too much kale. I had to throw all that away. I can't eat too much kale, man. I can't eat all that. That's too much. I had to
yeah.
go back to the regular stuff. Um, 3 for 11 eggs, feta
Mhm.
cheese, and cranberry. Yeah, you probably looking at about 20,
Uh,
25. Yeah,
uh,
all it just that. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
it was just,
because when I go grocery shopping, I take the calculator with me, man. I have to. Um,
and that was just the salad part.
yeah, that's
Not
just the
not
salad part.
including like
We ain't got
what
to the
you
kid
eat.
stuff.
Man, that's
Yeah,
just salad. I was like, boy, like
man, I got some stuff just for the cheese dip, and I got it on my phone. I need to post it, but and it was almost $25, $30 just for Rotel, cheese dip, chips, and ground beef.
mm-hmm.
And I think I had to grab the cheese balls because you know them cheese balls, man, them things addictive in Walmart. They had them
Mm-hmm.
in the middle. I was like, man, I don't want it, but I got to get it.
Yeah.
I got to get it. Oh man, but
Uh,
yeah. The thing that sucks though, man, tissue is up. Even
mm-hmm.
eggs is up.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff just up that normally don't be
And
expensive like that, but
and
a lot of that stuff's up.
like everything that's going on, it just reminded me. You know what, Peel? You probably should have better just continued doing your garden and stuff like you had planned on it, but it's like it's always something you got to give up to get everything that you want. Shout out to Bone Thugs for that
Yeah,
though. What?
you do, but also too, if you know what field
Yeah,
to go into with
yeah,
education, you can you can jump income brackets based on what's valued where you from. Like here, it's probably more real estate, probably more a little bit of tech.
yeah.
Probably not a whole lot. Tech ain't really got big like in bigger cities. You're not gonna make like buku a lot of money unless you plugged in or something. But you can get to about 60 or 70,000 in tech in Little Rock though, easy.
Yeah.
If you really do the right moves, easy. Um, what's another field? Definitely anything like medical. Definitely you'll kill on that easy. What
Yeah,
else?
that's
Like
that's
dental, medical, like being a doctor, nurse, like registered nurse, stuff like that.
yeah, and that was the
What?
field that I was in
Yeah.
before. I was in the
With
medical
regular stuff?
field. No, I was in the medical field, and it was actually dope though. But
Yeah, they
but then
yeah, medical
nobody.
field they be booming.
Yeah,
Racing nuts, you just got to work 3 days. You know, you work 3 days, 3 12s or whatever. But otherwise than that, though, you
uh,
booming. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
nah, that was like had I known, but everybody was doing, everybody was doing business in the office stuff. Like
yeah,
I couldn't, I couldn't be like, hey man, what's this about in the book or whatever. And when I say people was in business, they was more so like, oh, hey, in the food industry or other grandma, they was like school stuff, and I was like, man,
yeah,
it's cool, but
yeah.
that's not my passion.
Yeah, see that, and that's one thing I had to do, right? I think from about 18 to about, I'm gonna say about 25, 26, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, but I wasn't really serious about it. I was gingerly doing it because I was doing other stuff. That's why I always tell kids, man, focus while you're young and get it out the way. You don't have, because a lot of times, like you say, you don't have the information to really go off of. You
Hmm.
kind of just throwing darts and see what land. I would say until I went to school, man, started going back to school. That's when I really started to kind of narrow in. But um, yeah, man, it is hard because like working regular jobs, you never make
Yeah,
enough. It always seems like you don't have enough, even if you scale back
yeah.
and just cut everything and run lean. No extra bills, just utilities, cell phone, and if you got your car paid off, hopefully you got a cash car or something. You may have what $400 left over after everything's paid
Hmm.
to wait till
Hmm.
next week. That's just average. I mean, I don't know if this. I mean, in today's time, $400 you can run through like $100 now. You can burn through $100 in a day just like that, easy,
Yeah,
just off
yeah,
gas and food. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Like,
Your car may cost $40 to fill up. That's a car.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't even a truck. If you got an SUV, can only imagine. But
like, I got to say this though.
what's
It's
up?
like shout out to my boy Carl, man. Look, you know, man, when I was going to school and shit,
Yeah.
it was easily, man. I could have went down that road. Bro was like, nah, P. Nah, nigga. Nah, go on do this shit. And I'm like, man, nigga, I'm broke as fuck. I gotta get something. But the whole time, you know what I'm saying? And Smooth the dude and Smooth and Buster, they were like, man, shit, nigga, go on do that. Go on do the school stuff.
Yeah.
And then like years later, it was like, shit, nigga, we should have been on the same type of shit you was on. But I
Please.
understand. That's what I say. Like I understand it though, cause
No, the language.
oh my bad, my bad.
Oh, you good, you good, you good.
Nah, but for real, my bad.
Nah, I was with you because I didn't do the school thing till later, about 25, 26, bro. I didn't do the school thing till later,
Nah,
man. I really
like
didn't.
I went,
Um,
I went to be a CNA. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And like it's easy to do wrong. It's easy to do wrong, and it's hard to do right. And
I used to say that when I was younger, too. It's just all about perspective.
mm-mm,
You can change your perspective on that, though, if you want to.
it's
I
nah,
had to
man.
change my perspective.
Bro, ain't nothing changed. It's even worse now. It's harder to do right. It's even more harder to do right.
I
Like,
think it's just a perspective.
nah,
What you
man.
feed your. Okay.
These kids ain't got nothing. These kids ain't got nothing. Like we had, we somewhat had a foundation. Now, the foundation now, like, bro, that's why everybody is big aunt or twin. How's how's your big aunt younger
So
than you? You know what I'm saying? Like,
this is what
bro.
this is what I tell a kid that's in that situation, right? They feel like they don't have nothing. you have something, and that something is you may not have the money, you may not have the resources, but you have time. And
Man,
if you invest your time into learning something that can get you out, that's what I would do. You have time. You can't say you don't have time. You do have time. But they're gonna try to frame it the way they want to frame it. But you do have time. I mean,
man,
it's so much information out there now that wasn't available when we was younger. You know what I'm
man,
saying? That you can look up stuff now. It's unreal. You know what I'm saying? You
man,
just gotta want to do it.
man. But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This ain't for, like, it is for the grown folks, but it's also for the youth, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm
So
saying. Yeah.
I'm
I didn't
speaking
go to school till I was 26. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
the youth.
Even even when I was younger, I did not invest my time wisely. I say that a lot. I did not invest my time wisely. I
You
didn't.
know, my I can't stand. I can't say that, but I know a person right now
Hmm.
they going through normalized stuff,
Right.
but the pride won't say I
Yep.
need help.
Yep.
So guess what?
I've been there.
I've been there, done that.
Hmm.
So I had to take the initiative to be like, you know what? Let me take this problem off your hands. Not saying it's a problem anyway, but I'm just saying, let me take this problem off your hands. Cause
So
I know,
right. But guess
like,
what though? If that person never deals with their pride, how it's blinding them, what can you do?
that's them.
How
But I
far
can't.
can you go?
That's them. That's them. You know
And
what I'm
that's what I'm
saying?
saying. Right.
I
And
can't.
that's what I'm saying. Like I
I can't
understand
make.
what you're saying too. Like I
That's
can't
them.
make you want it as bad as I want it for you. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying?
But
I
that
can only
little,
tell you that it is obtainable, but you have to put in the work.
but that
You
little
know what I'm
baby,
saying?
but that little baby, I can't. I can't afford to let them go down that same path. That's something that I can control. I can control it to a certain point.
Right. For sure. For sure.
So that's that. Like, you have to read in between the lines. Like, if you know that baby got a fighting chance to change everything, and when I say change everything by how you think.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Perspective. Yeah. How you think, how you look at life. For sure.
Mm,
Because there's so many resources available now. I mean, they
yeah,
really trying to give kids so many ways now to do stuff that wasn't available.
man, we
Like,
couldn't have that.
a Euler, first time freshman, you could go there now, almost get your education for free.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, we
For free.
they couldn't have
You know
gave
what I'm
us that
saying?
same stuff.
But how
Like,
many of us really would have looked it up though? That's what
and
I'm
we
saying.
would have, like, that's where
Man, how many
that's
dudes really was thinking about college
man,
when we was in Bacletta,
man.
bro?
We was thinking about college,
Man, we was thinking about
but I like,
girls.
but
Or get
no,
this car,
y'all, you speak for
get
yourself.
this money.
You speak for yourself.
Man.
Speak
Yeah,
for
that's what I would
yourself.
do. I'm just
Like,
keeping
I
it real. I'm
wanted,
just telling you. I'm just keeping it real.
like, I wanted money too. I wanted money too. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I wanted money. That's what people don't understand. Like, that's where you have so many people that had hoop dreams, football dreams, whoop. But at
Right.
the same time, like, nigga, at the same time, the lights is off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm we borrowing clothes from my cousins, uncles, and whatever, just to make sure we don't get teased at school. Man, it's hard to think when you're at school and your stomach growling. Your stomach growling. That's why it's the in between that I've been trying to, not trying to do. It's what I am doing. Like, man, it bothers me. It really does. Because this is the testimony that I've been trying to get people to understand. Like that
So
started. It started, but way before high school, junior high.
yeah,
This is
I
like
always been
2 years old type
I
stuff.
always been a always been a problem solver, right?
Yeah.
Like I knew that um, when I was what under 16, 15, a lot of things was kind of out of my control, right? I just had to kind of deal with the hand. Not saying we was poor, we had enough just to get by, but a lot of stuff I just didn't prefer. How about that? What my
Mm-hmm.
preference, right? Like commodity food, the pork, the canned pork, stuff like that. It wasn't really my
Mm-hmm.
thing. You know what I'm saying? I ate it because I had to live, but
Mm-hmm.
once I got old enough to work,
Mm-hmm.
man, did it. Like I mean, in high school, I had a job every year. I was in high school, bro. I don't know if y'all knew that, but when y'all
Yeah,
get out of
yeah.
school, everybody else is going home. I was going to work. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was at BP, then I got a job at Baskin Robbins. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
then 10th, 11th, 12th, I worked the whole time, bro. You know what I'm saying? Working in Subway, truck drivers, working in Subway. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as soon as I get up, I had to be there at like what 5, I think,
Yeah.
5 to 8, 5 to 9, something like that. So I leave
Yeah.
school in the Impala. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Smash up there, but and that's what I'm saying. Like, but some
That,
kids
that was a
they don't want to
luxury.
do that though. They don't want to work. That's
Oh,
not a
it's
luxury. You got to
it's
get out there and do it. It's not a
oh
luxury. It's a luxury, but I
man.
have to. But don't say I have to get up. I have to go home and change clothes, put on my clothes, and I have to go to work. I have to be accountable. Like it's not
That's
a
the
luxury.
luxury.
Like it's a privilege. How
That's
is
a
it a luxury?
luxury.
Cause you have to work.
No,
A
that's the
luxury,
luxury.
you know.
That's the luxury. That's the luxury of it. Like it's certain
Cause I
stuff
was
that
helping paying bills too.
yeah, it's the luxury of it. Certain stuff that you grew up with that not everybody had that same type of luxury.
But could anybody get a job in high school?
Could they?
Yes.
Yeah, you can get a job. Yeah, anybody can get a job.
That's what
But
I'm
you
saying.
can't get but not everybody could get a job. Cause what?
Why not?
You needed stability, right? You needed it. You
But
needed
stability, and that's why I talk about that in the part.
can
Stability is
can
something that you gotta
can
get to because you're gonna have
can,
to give up something, right? Stability.
can I apply for a job?
Yeah,
I ain't
you
got no
can.
place. I ain't got no place to stay, and I damn sure ain't got no home phone to even call me to say I got an interview.
I bet you though. If I'll tell you this, problem solving skills, right? I bet you if you went to a job, let's say you went to Kroger or something like that, and you put out for a job,
Mhm.
and you say, "Hey, I'm in a I'm in a situation that is not the best
That's
of situations.
that's when they
I
call
don't
you.
have a listen to me. Listen to what I'm saying, Pill. If you're in an interview, I don't have a place to stay. I don't have a phone, but I can come back up here and check where is my status on this job because there is no way to call me, but I can come back. If you show them that you're willing, I've seen it happen, bro. I've seen people do this. I'm saying I've seen people when I used to work at I quit there, but what's that? It used to be Jitney Jungle back in the day. That's how old I am. I'm giving away my
Oh
age,
shit!
but
God
it
damn.
you know what I'm talking about? That 10 box though. That
Yeah.
10 box store, it be dudes like dudes just pushing cars like they didn't have a place, but they gave them because they was willing to. They didn't have a place to live, but they would still be at work. They're still coming to work on time. However they got there, you know what I'm saying?
And
A lot
Mike,
of times, go ahead.
what side of town was you on?
I lived in Southwest my
Okay.
whole life here. Jitney
Okay,
Jungle, Jitney
man.
Jungle was on Baseline and Chico.
What side of
You
town
know
was
that,
you
right? I'm not Baseline and Chico, but Guy Springs and Baseline.
on? What's in the south side?
You got Kroger.
That's
You
not
had it
man.
used to be
That's
Safeway back in the day. It used to be Safeway.
no. What the
Yes,
man?
yes.
I know you're talking about where Sam's and stuff is. No,
The Kroger's right
listen.
there in Roosevelt, like going towards the airport on the
I
other side of the freeway.
no from because you ain't have no ride back then. You didn't have no ride.
So it comes to how bad you want it.
I by the time I get there, what? It's 6:30. It's 7 o'clock,
Man,
man.
my mom,
Listen,
my
man.
mom, listen, Pill, listen. My mom used to live in the South End
Mm,
and used to have to do that kind of stuff, have to walk to she did that, bro, and rode the bus. I'm talking about we stayed in the back part of South End. She
yeah.
had to walk to the top of the hill where that little
Mm,
place used to be with a little phone and do it. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to poop on nobody. I'm saying sometimes life will challenge you and see how bad do you want something.
well,
Now, watch this. There are some people, we know this. You live in the South End. They will walk from the South End to Martin Luther King to the dope house to get dope, right? Right?
yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, you right.
Cause that's the best dope. But they won't walk from the South End to Kroger because they don't want a job. Is that backwards or what?
You talking about older people or young people?
Anybody that's on dope.
No,
I'm
no,
not
that's
trying to
well.
poop on
If you
nobody. I'm just
saying it
trying
for
to
if you saying it for
I'm saying older
anybody,
people. I'm
yeah,
just saying older
that's
people. Let's say
different.
older people.
That's
But
different.
younger people, it's younger people that walk. I see them like now. I see younger
Yeah.
people walking from
Do you
like they live in Southwest, like back there on Chico. They walking up to KFC, bro. You know how
and that's
far that is?
listen, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Cause I used to have to walk to work.
Right.
It's lucky
But you wanted it, right? You wanted it, right?
I stayed. No, listen, I stayed with my auntie on Arch. But if I would have stayed with grandma, when I was staying with her, I was like, man, you know what? It'll be better if I stay with auntie on Arch. Then I had
Did
to
you see how
walk
you
them
solved
little
their problem? Do you see
no.
how you solved their problem
But
though? That's what I'm saying. The
everybody
will.
problem is not that easy.
I'm not saying it's not easy, but I'm saying
Yeah,
a problem can be solved. It may take a little longer to solve it, but it
yeah,
can be solved.
but
You have
that's
to have
wrong.
the will. It's the will of
Like
you.
you can
The
have a
will.
will, you can have a will to do anything that you want to do.
Right.
But what I'm trying to get you to understand, this is not it's not as easy as you gonna map it out to be. Like it's just this one thing.
I'm not saying it's easy,
Right.
but what I'm saying is if you keep if a person, I'm not saying you, if a
Like
person keep telling themselves they can't do it, they won't do it.
like listen, big. I applied for many jobs. It
I
was just
did too.
it was just getting there and getting back.
Right.
I didn't have the luxury. I didn't have the luxury of somebody's be like, hey man, I got $500, $600. Well, you put your little money to this, and then I'm gonna get your car, whoop the whoop, whatever.
No. P, I bought my own car, bro.
Yeah, but
My
that's what I'm
mom,
saying. The
my
luxury,
mom told me, she said, son, I cannot buy you a car.
it's the
You're gonna
luxury.
have to you're gonna have to buy your own car. I bought
Hmm.
a primer down 77 Impala. The hood was buckled.
Yeah,
I had to get it painted. I had to go
absolutely.
to the junkyard, get the hood,
Yeah,
get another door. I still didn't get one door, but I still had the dent. You know, the passenger side had the dent on it, and the back door had the
mhm.
dent on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But it just like I was. It was a lot of things. If I talked about things that I was challenged in life, I had to challenge
man.
myself. How bad do I want it? You know what I'm saying?
That.
I'm not saying nobody's situation is uh,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of things are solvable. But do
Yeah,
you want to solve it? It may feel like you about to climb Pinnacle Mountain, but if you want to solve that problem, you gonna climb
like
Pinnacle Mountain. That's
like
all I'm saying.
Pinnacle is easy. Mount
That's
Everest
that, but see,
is
but you saying it's easy. Somebody else
no.
may say it's hard. That's what I'm trying to tell
That's what
you.
I'm saying. But I was climbing Mount Everest.
Hey,
That's
if you
why
want to get to the top, if you
shit,
want to get
nigga.
to the top, you gonna
And
climb it.
that's why I was like, this shit that's why I was like, this is not easy. It's people mapping it out
I'm
to
not.
be. It's
Life
not
is not easy.
it
Life is
ain't.
not easy, Bill.
It ain't,
No,
but
I'm not saying it is.
that one that either 1, 2, 3, man, that shit was easy. What you talking about? That's easy. I'm talking about, man,
You
I
thinking it's
sit up
easy
there and
because
had
you haven't lived it. Because you haven't
no,
lived it. It's easy. Look at somebody
no.
else's situation. Okay.
That man, that man, By the time I was goddamn me 9, 10 years old, I knew I felt like I was grown.
But what I'm saying is there are a lot of people who are not going through the situation that you went through.
No, it's a lot more.
You'd
It's
be
a lot more.
surprised.
It's a
You'd be
lot
surprised.
more.
But even in that, how bad do you want it? That's the question. How
You
bad do
can
you want
want
it?
it. You can want it all you want, but you're gonna need some help somewhere along that line. And people are not gonna be aligned with the same wants that you want.
Sometimes you don't get the help. Do you still want it? You got to go get it.
Shit. So that's and I'm glad you said that.
I
I'm
didn't get a
glad
lot
you
of
said
help.
it. It
You
makes
think I got a
sense.
lot of help? I'm telling you, I didn't get a lot of help, Bill.
Mm.
I could. My mom, if I could be with my mom, I don't know if she want to come
Yeah.
over and talk about
Yeah.
this, but she'll tell you, watching me growing up from like
Yeah.
18, from like when she moved to Melbourne and stuff.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't have a lot of help, brother.
Mm.
I made it happen with what I had, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when she moved to Melbourne, like if fam and my cousin BJ and Leroy didn't move in, but I still had to
Mm.
pay my rent, my part of the
Mm.
rent. Still
Mhm.
had to pay the car note that I had. No help. I mean, and I live like that. Like I don't want nobody to help me because I know what comes with somebody helping you.
Yeah.
That comes with manipulation. So guess
Yeah.
what? I may have to go without some things because I don't want no help. Because I'm living on my I eat what I kill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
And
that's what I'm
that's
saying.
why I'm the way that I am, probably because a lot
Yeah.
of times I didn't have help and I don't need it. You really don't.
Yeah.
If you really want something, you'll
But,
figure out how to get it legally. You know what I mean? That's all
but
I'm saying.
and and
You'll figure it out.
and what I'm saying is I'm speaking from the older cousin, older brother, and older
Yeah.
perspective. Now it's like four people in here. It's other people that you know what I'm saying. You got to depend on.
Yeah.
They depended on you to make something happen. Yeah, mama work, but shit, we still hungry. Who gonna cook it? Who gonna cook that? Who gonna cook that dinner? Shit, mama can't cook that. Soon as she leave work, she be like, damn. Well, my oldest boy, and then when I finally stay with him, like, yeah, like that's difficult, man. You have to look at it like it. I'm not saying my journey is even more difficult than your journey because everybody's is difficult. I don't know what it feels like to lose a parent at 12 years old, but I will say at least you had time to enjoy it. You know what I'm saying?
All I'm saying is, do you anybody like the will to overcome? It's not easy to get to that point where you can overcome, but when you start doing it, you'll start getting that understanding, that confidence that you can overcome anything. I'm not saying it's easy. I mean, I had to overcome a lot of stuff, man. I mean, if I was just, it probably had you crying. I had to overcome a lot of stuff, but
Mike, I'm just
um,
messing with you.
huh?
I'm just messing with
But
you. Calm down.
no, you good, you good. Think about all the stuff you think about me doing with the podcast, right?
Yeah.
Um, I don't watch like a whole lot of videos like that. Like it's the know-how, right?
Hmm.
Even when I went to school, man, I didn't have a lot of help. I always had to go in there and talk to the counselors myself.
Yeah.
Like I don't have no connections. Like people don't realize this working in IT. I really don't have no connections like that. I don't know people. I'm like most
Yeah.
of the jobs I worked at, I've been the only person of color in IT. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Um, you know, I, I'm not connected like that. Like I'm not in no fraternity. I'm not in no secret society. I'm not in none of that. I'm talking about
Yeah.
I'm operating just on the knowledge base of Mike and God, the wisdom of
Yeah.
God. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not that's not easy. It's not because it's some things that I'm not gonna have access to. And I understand that. I don't hold that or, hold on to that. I just do what I can do, make it happen how I can make it happen, and that's just where it's at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
But what I can say, I'm just saying like what I can say from my experience.
Mhm.
if a person wants to make it happen,
Yeah.
even if you don't have the information, go find the information before you make it happen. Find out what you need to find out. If you can scroll on Facebook and Instagram and learn
Mhm.
these things, you can't tell me that a person
Yeah.
can't learn something
Yeah.
about an apprenticeship. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
And
Cause there's dudes out here that'll say that. I'm not talking about you. I'm saying
yeah,
there's
yeah.
dudes out here that'll say what you saying, but you'll
Mhm.
see them scrolling on Facebook. You see them.
Yeah. That's different. You know what I'm saying? When you being a just being lazy and stuff like that, like it's different. It is different. Now
You see it.
had we had these same tools that these kids got now, and everything that we learned back then, it'd been a totally different story. But
And that's what I'm trying. And that's what I'm trying to
but
tell the kids, Pill. They have the tools and
they
the
got 'em.
time. They got it. That's what I'm trying to tell them.
They got them. But they missing the steps.
And that's what we're
They
trying to
missing
give
a
them.
few. They missing a few steps. Like thinking is like they missing a few steps.
And that's what we're trying to tell them. And I tell them
Yeah,
sometimes you got to separate yourself from the crowd.
yeah,
Sometimes you in the hood. Sometimes your family. Sometimes
yeah.
you may have to go to the library
Yeah.
until it closed, and then come home and go to sleep.
Bro,
You might have
bro.
to do that. That's what I'm
And
saying.
listen,
But if you want it, you will do it. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
and
If you
listen,
want it, you can do it.
Call. He can tell you the exact same thing. And his big brothers, which is my OG too.
Right. Right.
Everybody knew. I was I was brought up way worse than a lot of people. So if I made that choice, when everybody, I tried to sell dope, but I couldn't. I was terrible. I was horrible at it because I got a heart.
Yeah.
But I'll be like, shit, I'm going to the library. I'm going to the library. Like, man, all right, I guess so. I guess so. But when I say it was the in between, like, yeah, I want the money, Butu or whatever, and I know it came with a price. I'm in the South Side. It wasn't that many businesses closed unless it was like McDonald's and stuff like that. Sims before they moved, the boys club. That was it. That was it. It wasn't no. Hey, mom, can you drop me off, or can I get $2 or $3? No, it's three other kids over here, and I'm like, damn. The little stuff that we do got, well, shit, I'm trying to whip up some stuff. Messed up a lot of time, and that's what a lot of these kids. That's what they going through now, and I was like, damn, you don't see it because they acting out or shit. They masking behind. Oh, well, I can get this for a certain amount. I'm like, okay, I
Okay.
understand that.
Now
I
this gonna
understand.
segue. This for the segue into the next topic. Back to how does a person avoid trouble as best as they can?
Man, just you know, the best way they can. Try not to get it into the mix of the in crowd, the group chats, social media. Let it go. Let all of it go, and focus on your goal. That's it. Focus on your goal. Don't worry about that part of, because people gonna help you. This not When we was growing up, we had that little pocket, that 98 to 2008, 9. Wasn't nobody trying to help you like that. They help you, but they wasn't trying to help you like that.
Yeah,
Stay
see, I
away.
always been a self. I don't know. You can ask anybody that know me. I've always been my own man. Like
Mm-hmm.
stubborn, probably. People try to think I'm stubborn. I don't know. I've always been my own man. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes the help that people offer you man, it could get you in trouble too.
Mhm.
You got to be able to filter that out. You know what I'm saying? So here's the thing, kids. What Pill just said, man, totally agree. Social media, man. Let's go back to the street level where you live, right?
Mhm.
If you don't want to be a snitch or get in a situation to where you have to snitch, the best thing to do is just don't get involved at all.
Yeah, leave them suckers
If you
alone.
with a group of guys, hey, let's go rob a bank. Guess what? Don't do it.
You on your own, boy. I got other shit to
But
do.
some people do because of influence. Some people because they don't want to be looked at as a the weakling or whatever. But not worth it.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do jail time, think about this every time you do something. If I do this, how much jail time associated with this? You
Mm-hmm.
can Google it now. You can Google it now.
Yeah.
How much a gun give me with the serial
Yeah.
number scraped off? 10 years fair time.
Man.
10 years fair time. You know what I'm saying? Don't have
Look.
no bodies on it. Don't have no bodies on that bad boy. You know what I'm saying? How
Yeah.
much an ounce of crack? How much an ounce of crack give you? Probably
Man.
about 2 to 4 years in jail with a $500 fine. You know what I'm saying?
Look.
It's out there, man.
Man. I stress that so much. Like I used to be on that goofy time. Like that goofy time.
And that's why we trying to tell kids don't get on the goofy time. Just
Yeah,
avoid
man.
it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Man, avoid
that's
it at
what I'm
all
trying to
costs.
say, bro.
Like,
Yeah, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Because what
like,
I'm trying to tell these young kids, some mistakes you can't make. You
mm-hmm.
don't get a out. There is no. Some mistakes can cost you your life. You know what
and,
I'm saying? It could cost you your life. It ain't no getting out of it. You're going to lose your life. You know what I'm
like,
saying?
like,
You know.
even if like, and I, it's even though this podcast is might be for older people, but I hope the older people would share like small bits and pieces to the younger kids. Be like, no, this is not it. This is not
I
it.
want I wanted to get a video, man, but maybe next time on Thursday. This is thing on YouTube where they interview these dudes that's been in jail. I mean, it was one dude, man. He been in jail for 27 years, bro.
Hmm.
He was saying that it took for him to go to jail and be in there for almost 20 years to realize what his dad was telling him.
Man,
Not to play around in them streets. It took him,
man.
he had to sit down in a cell
Hmm.
and deal with that. You know what I'm saying? And he said he realized that his dad was telling him some real. He was so quick to get in the streets though, and that's what we saying, man. Man, if you, because when the thing is, when you make these mistakes, nobody's gonna judge you in the hood. Nobody.
Man,
But when you
no,
try to go into the corporate world, when you try to go
boy,
into
it's
the,
over.
you trying to change your life around. Those
It's
things
over.
are like on you, kind of like what am I trying to say? It's kind of like a bracelet or something. Some of the
Man,
mistakes you make, kind of like a bracelet in a Cuban link chain, is on you. You know what I'm saying?
man,
Ah, boy, you attempted murder. That's like a Cuban link chain on your neck.
man.
Attempted murder, man. What you doing out there? You know what I'm saying?
And that's
Some
that's
jobs. Go ahead.
there. That like you say, like certain jobs, like when it's when it's aggravated,
Yeah,
stuff like that. Like
yeah,
I knew the chances that I was gonna take, but I was fucking broke. You know what I'm saying? Nobody hire you. Like damn, you do all this good and stuff, but it took this gonna be my testimony. It took I wasn't even staying with my mama then. Uh she had told me like I was staying with my grandma and she had told me, she said I had a dream you had got arrested. We'll do whatever. Like I ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? I really
yeah.
ain't even doing nothing. She's like, and if anybody know my mama, they know like she didn't change and like she's one of those ones like if she prophesies to you, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But she had told me that like 2 weeks before it even went down. Like the house that I was at, we just doing our normal thing.
Mhm.
The house got busted, shootout, and some more stuff.
Yeah.
Right then and there, I knew. I was like, dang. Because one thing about it is like prophesizing and all that stuff. Like it didn't fall too far. The apple didn't fall too far from the tree, and it happened. It happened to me too. Like you prophesize and you see stuff, and I'm scared of it. I know this is a different type of subject that we're talking about, but when you prophesize and you see stuff, I be scared to tell people like, man, you know what? I had a dream about you. But great grandma from Louisiana told me, she was like, nah, you don't, if it's something good, you always wait 24 hours. And I was like, what does that even mean? But if it's something that somebody need to hear, no, you need to tell them right then and there. Don't wait. So it doesn't happen. But to make a long story short, my mom had told me something. That's why I had went and did nursing, but that's what I was getting ready to do anyway. It was like, no, getting ready to do it anyway. And when it happened, I was like, damn, I was gonna be there that same day anyway. Anyway. But that's when you know your life is spiraling out of control. Like, no, get a hold of it. Get a
You
hold of
know, I mean, and to go along with your situation, right? There were people in the proximity of my mom, right?
it. Hmm.
When my dad passed, they don't even have to tell me. I know they wrote me and my brother off when my dad passed
Hmm.
because of the stats or whatever. Single parent household, dad not living. You
Hmm.
know, who knows what's gonna happen to those guys? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, but
Yeah.
what I would tell you and you can outlive all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Making good decisions, and that's what I had to do. I had to learn how to make good decisions, man. I had to learn that, like, and not having that father presence. That's why I realize now,
Mhm.
raising my son, how much of an impact having your father just telling you the little stuff, like, son, walk like this, you know what I'm saying? Hold your arms like this, you know what I'm saying? Put your hands behind your back so no can't nobody see your hands in case you need to throw a punch or something like that. You know, little stuff like that over time, you know, this builds up. But when you don't have that, now you have to figure that out on your own. Like,
Yeah.
I chose to go totally opposite of what was going on around me. If it was trouble,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
doing the opposite. You know what I'm saying? But with that comes a cost too. Cause you're gonna be
Mhm.
looked at as different. Oh, you think you better than somebody. Oh, you bougie or you this, you
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? I got picked
Yeah.
on when I was younger because we, you know what I'm saying, elementary. Picked on because I didn't want to be a part of that. So get jumped on a lot. So like when you the tallest person, they don't never fight you one on one. It's almost like you get jumped on and stuff.
Yeah.
So went through that phase, through the whole prism of like what I guess social construct of like being popular, not popular, being in the middle,
Yeah.
kind of isolated to
Yeah.
yourself. I've been on the whole spectrum. That's why I'm humble. I don't
Yeah.
have to, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
the whole spectrum. So,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm saying. You can outlive a lot of
Yeah.
the stuff. You know, you can outlive it. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to see in that situation and circumstance, but I can't tell. I'll tell any kid you can outlive it, but you have to realize it's certain mistakes
Yeah.
that you just can't make because it could cost you your life. Breaking in the wrong person's house. can
Mm-hmm.
cost you your life. That person can say, "He Mike broke in my house. I want his life," and that's it. You're done. It happens more than what we think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just doing something like that, you breaking somebody's house, take some money out they safe or whatever, and they say, "Oh, he took X amount of dollars. He got to go," because that's street rules. You go take, $10,000, $20,000 out somebody's safe, they got to have your life. You know what I'm saying? Unless
Like
you're gonna give them their money back, and they probably still gonna take your life. You know what I'm saying?
what?
It happens.
Like when I learned the streets was a myth.
Yeah.
When I was probably about 24, 25,
Yeah.
and Pun had
Oh yeah, that was tough, man. It's unfortunate
man,
situation.
there was that was one of the ones like everything we talking about is like that's one of the ones.
Yeah.
Man, when Pun died, I was at work. I'm working a little bullshit job, making $7.50 an hour. That shit hurt me so bad because you doing right, he doing right too. But it was like, damn, son, nigga really killed son over that bullshit. So excuse my language. Damn, man,
Yeah.
I be being, yeah. They really killed him. I was like, man, that right then and there showed me the streets don't care about you.
Mm-mm.
You can be good or bad. The end
Mm-mm.
result is always gonna be the same.
Yep.
Always. And I was like,
So I best to just avoid it.
mm, like,
Yep.
and I want the young people, even the older people, to understand, like, yeah, we about to go through this quote unquote recession. But don't you forget, when you didn't have nothing and this is what we had to survive. And it's like, okay, if you think it's gonna be different, no, it's not different. Don't go buy up everything. You buy in pieces. You do this as needed.
That's what my family taught me, right? My mom, my grandma, they
Mm-hmm.
knew how to manage what they have, even if it was a
Mm-hmm.
little. Like I said, my grandma worked at College Station
Mm-hmm.
cafeteria, the school district in the cafeteria,
Mm-hmm.
and she got commodity food. She
Mm.
had money, man. My grandma actually had money, but she still would go get the free stuff just cause it was
Yeah,
free.
yeah,
And she didn't
yeah,
care about the perception. Some people like, I'm not
yeah,
going to get that. I make too much money to go get that. But
yeah.
no, she'd get that. She'd have regular groceries and commodity, you know what I'm saying? In the house, you know what I'm saying?
No, she would.
And go fishing. And go fishing at Willow Beach and
Yeah,
catch some brim and
yeah,
cook them in a pan, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But but they taught me that resourcefulness, right? I learned it from a
Mm-hmm.
fam, you know what I'm saying? Like
Hey,
they had enough just to get by. And that ain't
yeah,
fun either, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. It ain't, but you got to make it do what it do, man.
You gotta make it do what it do, yeah. And then being around my uncles, being around them, learning how to do little things, work on cars,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
you remember those things because that's what gets you through. You know what I'm saying? How to change your own or how to change the tire. Working at BP, how to change tires. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
When I was in ninth going to 10th, right? That's the family business I was telling you about before we got on. Learning how to change tires, work a tire machine, stuff like that. Learning about working on the house. You know what I'm saying? With uncles doing a little housework, little side end jobs and stuff.
Yeah.
It's almost like a Swiss Army knife up here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
But
that's I'm here to remind you. Hey, say Jack, don't forget. Don't forget. Yeah, it's a bigger picture too.
I ain't forget. That's why I'm telling them that you can overcome.
Yeah,
Because I'm telling them from my experience, you can overcome. You
yeah.
can.
Don't
It's
forget.
just, do you want to? How
Yeah.
bad do you want it? Like I wanted it. I just wanted it bad. That's why I'm going to school right now at 41.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm going to school right now.
Come
Last
on now.
semester. Been going there for the past 3 or 4 years,
Come
making
on now.
content,
Come on now.
all
Come
that.
on. Come
Because I
on.
want it.
Come
You know what I'm
on
saying?
now. Hey
Why do
man,
I want it?
where the
Because when
claps
you
at,
make
man? Goddamn, come on now. Where the claps
no,
at?
no, but I'm just saying that I'm trying to
Yeah.
tell you that I'm trying to. You think
No,
I'm being hard? I'm just saying, telling you what it
no,
is. Sometimes you got to be
no.
hard. Life is just crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
just got to figure it out. What works for you? You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
and that's all. That's the only thing I'm saying. Is like it's the not only is it the in between. It's like, hey man, I know you want to talk about this, but I'm like, no, come on now, hey, talk about what. Hey man, this stuff ain't easy. So when
It's not.
once you like for those that don't understand, like I don't want people to like once you get the junior high school, like this is it. No, I want to talk to the youngsters and be like, hey man, I've been dealing with this in second grade, first grade,
And
kindergarten.
what I'm saying is, once you get to high school, maybe probably by eighth grade, you need with your free time, cause you ain't doing a whole lot in eighth grade,
Mm.
right? You need to be planning. You need to be thinking about options after high school when you become an adult. You need to start thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have the whole picture,
Yeah,
but you need to start thinking about it. You need
but
to really start thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? You got enough time. If you can, there's a lot of eighth graders we know probably be on Twitter and all this other stuff. You can go to Google and look up career fields as well. You know what I'm
you,
saying?
you know what I want to do?
What's that?
Most people don't know. I was a writer, an artist, and I played sports. All that, all that. Had stuff published before I got to high school. No, I think it was probably like high school. All that. And that's why I say you have to get on these parents' heads. It ain't the kids. It's not always the
Yeah,
kids. You have to get on
right. But
these
what I'm
parents.
you do got to
Huh?
get on the parents. But what I'm saying, if the parents are not on top of their game, I'm talking to the
You
kids.
no, you got
There
to get
are
on.
things.
You
Listen
got
to
to
what I'm
get.
saying, Pill. When
Yeah.
you become 16, 17, 15, 16, 17, you're making a lot of decisions on your own, right or wrong. I'm talking about as far as what you
No,
do on
you're
a
right.
daily basis.
You're right.
And you can start looking up this stuff, whether if your parents are not involved in your life or not. That's all I'm saying. At some point, you got to start really building your individual path at some point.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
But the
And
parents
that's
got
I've
a lot.
always been like that, bro. Like I've been like that when I was young. Like I'm going to be a man and build my own path.
Yeah.
May not
And
be popular. It may not make people feel good, but I'm just saying that's the way that I went.
yeah.
Like I'm gonna figure this thing out. Did I bump my head? Yes, a lot. I talk about it on the podcast. If you really listen to it, I talk about it on the podcast. I get a lot of topics from it.
Yeah,
I
but I know
get
you
it, man.
going.
Yeah.
I know how you do it, but I'm just saying.
How I do it. How I do it.
It's always gonna be jokingly, but
You know why I joke so much, Peter? If I
but I
didn't, I
know
would probably be like the Incredible Hulk. I'd be losing my temper all
you
the time.
probably be
Trying to
like
like,
me. You'd be like, "Damn,
yeah,
you sound so angry," but I'm not angry.
yeah. No, I know you're not angry, man. I know
I
you.
know it.
You passionate about these talk. Cause I'm saying I've been through that too. But I'm just saying, I'm
Nah,
just letting them know that you can outlive those circumstances. You really can. You can outlive them.
nah. Like,
You can.
like, how I do is like, man, I still want to seem normal because we're in a world full of robots now.
Nobody's normal
And
though.
hmm,
Who is normal? Like, think
nah,
about this life in general. Who's
no,
normal?
no, you still want to say normal because you're in a world full of robots. Like
Man,
everybody,
I
trust
know
me,
I'm not normal.
trust me when I tell you this shit. My kid's a little bit older, and I'm seeing them like, bruh, I really do see us like, oh shit, this is like the 98, this is like 97, 98 version of us. And if you know, you go back, you're like, damn, whoa, 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 whoa. When I say 97, 98, I was like. before the 99 2000 took over, it's like that 9 9 7 9 8. Like, oh, we got it. And then Light kicked our ass, but they are in the era of they went through the pandemic. Now I was like, damn, these niggas in the Great Depression type shit. Excuse me, type stuff. They are in the Great Depression type stuff because those that really follow politics, like, is anybody speaking about Iran and Israel? Like, but we know a war's
Right.
been going on. The fires are
Hot
in the sky.
topics.
The fires
Hot
are in the
topic.
sky.
Yes, sir. Hot topic, boy. It's a hot
Yeah,
topic. Woo!
yeah. And then, I was telling her, like, bro, I had a dream. Sure. I had a dream. I had a dream. It was a storm over here, and it was a white horse over here in the sky. In the sky.
you know, talk about that, right?
Mm,
Jesus came down. He died for our
mm,
sins, right? He
mm,
he died for our sins, right? In order for us to repent and
mhm,
get into the kingdom, right?
mm,
So when he died for our sins, he had to suffer
mm,
through that, right? He had to carry his cross, head full of crown, full of thorns on his head. People spit
mhm,
on him, um, put spikes in his hands, feet, pierced his side for
mhm,
our sins and transgressions.
mhm,
What I am saying is if Jesus suffered for my sin, I'm gonna make it personal, for my sins,
mm,
if he suffered for me to get it right, to get a chance to get it right, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna suffer. I'm gonna go through some things. And I'm
mhm,
saying what I'm saying is as Christ even said, you're gonna suffer some things in life. It's just how life is. You're not gonna go through life and not suffer. It's just about how you deal with it. You know what I'm saying? How you deal with it. And that's the last part when he's talking about what can a person control about themselves, in your opinion, bro. Then this will be the last slide we get out of here.
yeah, yeah. Man, you could control what you can't control, man. Once it's out
But
of
I'm
your
saying,
hand,
what can a person control though? Like, what do you think?
you control your actions, or um, you can control your actions, or you can think it, but don't put it out there like that.
Yeah,
That's one of the biggest things, man. Learn how to be able to control your action. You can't control
right. Another
everything.
person's actions.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah,
control everything, but I don't want you to be manipulative. You know what I'm saying?
right. No. I'm
Don't.
talking about yourself,
Yeah,
not other
that's
people. I'm talking about yourself.
yeah.
You can
Just
control how you think. You can control how you process information. You can control. That's why for me, I said I don't like being angry because there are certain points in anger where you kind of don't have control no more. It can happen in 5 minutes and you can do something you regret. You know what I'm saying?
but
And you have to control yourself to not even go there. You see what I'm saying? But
yes.
you have to look at it from that concept like it's not worth me getting angry because I'm probably gonna say something or do something that's probably could be regrettable. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even gonna go there. So if I deal with a person that's dealing with a race or saying something racial, I'm moving on because it's not worth. If I crack this dude upside the head, now I could be looking at assault and battery. You know what I'm saying? He gonna play victim. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? You got to be able to think like that and have that control, that self constraint. Because in the streets, sometimes in school, you fight somebody and you get a 3 day suspension or something or a 10 day suspension. But in the real world, you
mm-hmm.
fight somebody, you can be looking at jail time and a fine. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You end up in, that's just
yeah,
how the game go. Ain't no suspension in real life. You going to jail. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And you do the wrong thing, you mess around, and take somebody's life. It's a YouTube channel now. Dudes do the stuff like that and be doing. It was one dude, bro. He was in there. he had 167 years or 176 years and three life sentences. Like, how do you do that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you do
So,
that?
I, like I say, I don't
That's
think that
crazy.
was. I don't think it was just like that. Was probably like isolated incident. You know.
But what I'm saying, sometimes though, you can you can lose control and it could cost you that. It
I
could cost
agree.
you that. You know what
I
I'm saying?
agree.
That's why you
Hey,
have to be careful. You know what I'm
I
saying? You
one
gotta be
hundred
careful.
percent. I listen. I one hundred
Yeah,
percent agree. Like
man.
that's why I do not get mad. I don't get mad about nothing because I
Yeah.
know me. I
That's why
know
when
me.
you ask me about people tell you overqualified and stuff,
Yeah,
man, I went to so many of them kind of interviews, like with the state and stuff.
yeah.
They'll call you, you go there, you thinking like the first time you like, man, what in the world? And then he's like, oh, I see what they doing now. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. You do it a couple times, then you go to an interview,
Yeah.
and you be like, nah. I went to one interview one time, bro. It was the Bureau of Investigations, but it was an IT job. The job was over there behind the state capitol, bro. I don't think I ever
Yeah.
went back there again. But when I went in there, these dudes had on Egyptian cotton shirts and custom made suits to interview me. It's like there's no way I'm getting this job. There's no way. You know what I'm saying? I don't even fit the lifestyle these dudes got. You know what I'm saying? And they was looking at me because they can I guess in the state they can't see who you are. They just see your profile.
Mhm.
When I was walked in, they was like, "Man, this dude ain't got a chance." I had on a regular button down and some khaki. I don't even think I had a suit then. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
My wife, we was joking earlier. My wife was like, "You remember when you first met? You didn't even have no suits at all." I was like, "Yeah, but if I wanted to go to the big leagues, hey, I had to change the game. If I wanted to go to the big leagues, if I want to stay in the minor leagues, or I want to go to the big leagues. You know what I'm saying?"
And you
So
have to. You have to
yeah,
upgrade eventually.
yeah, yeah. It's like, do you want to play in the minor leagues or the big league? It's just that simple, man. Like sometimes people can make stuff complex, but it really can be just that simple, you know. And it's either yes or no. You either, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. If you want to do it, do
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just
And
got to
my
take the result that come
yeah.
with it. You know what I'm saying?
And my only thing is like don't make it more difficult than it should be.
Yeah,
Like if
for
you're gonna
sure.
be like people play those games like yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we want to hire you, but we just gotta interview everybody else, but they ain't gonna tell you that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but
You gotta be able to
and it's
decipher that.
fine.
Yeah.
Like it's
And
fine
I
with
could
it.
just I can tell you from experience though. A lot of times those kind of jobs you don't want them.
Yeah,
You should be
I
happy
know.
because
Like
if
I
you work
know.
there, yeah, if you work there, it's
I
probably gonna be
know it.
terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, but don't come to me later. Be like, oh yeah,
Oh no,
we probably
I
should
am
hire
petty.
him.
I'm petty now. I ain't gonna lie on that. I am kind of petty though. I do got that. You know, come to
Yeah, I
me
think we
later.
probably should have hired him. Damn.
No, I don't know. That's
Nah,
your
man.
loss, not mine. You lost out. You should have made
Like,
it. You should have
especially
thought
when I
better
want,
then.
especially when I want to, do better in life. But not saying that I wasn't doing better in life. I was like, you know what? It
And
is.
that's sometimes like say about having a what I'm saying about having a degree and stuff. Like I've seen people, man. Like I'm talking about top
Mm-hmm.
level people, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, people come find them. They're not even looking for a job here. They just come find them. It's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. In
Yeah.
Little Rock, I'm talking about not go out of town. I'm talking about another job
Yeah.
in Little Rock.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Yeah, it was a dude up where I worked at. He was over the finance department or something like that, and
Mhm.
I think UCA called him. That's where he graduated from, and they recruited him. He wasn't even looking for a job. Yeah, I think they recruited him.
yeah,
Like, yeah, go on, come to UCA. Yeah, what? Yeah, let me
like
get that.
like
You know what I'm saying?
this is these are my games I used to play. Like I used to apply for jobs and stuff. Whoop, whoop. And everybody know that I used to have braids and stuff.
Yeah.
I always had braids. And once I had cut my hair and I saw like how different people kind of treated me,
Mm-hmm.
it was just a reminder, like it's always about the outer appearance, and they're gonna once they look at your outer appearance, then they're gonna look at your hair, and it's like,
M-
damn,
Major league, major
like
league, minor league,
this is
whichever
how
one you want to play in. Yeah,
like, and but
aesthetic, aesthetic is a big thing. People don't talk about it enough. I've been thinking about talking about it on the podcast, but we probably need to do that. But aesthetic is a big thing. Like you think about like when you look at accounts, there's a certain profile, whether they want to admit it or not. It's a certain matter of fact, they wear shirts like this. And it's funny, but they got a pen in their pocket like this.
Mhm. I might need two. I need a blue and a black one.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They usually drive like a foreign car, like a BMW, something like that. Some kind of foreign car, either like a little gas saver or something. And they're like khakis, Dockers, and a button-down shirt. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
IT guys, probably depending on what company you work for, polo shirt and khakis or a button-down shirt. You know what I'm saying?
hey, I,
It's a certain aesthetic. If you work in marketing, a lot of times, they want a certain type of profile. Like the women that work in marketing, most of the time they usually be young and attractive. That's what the profile when you see them. You know what I'm saying?
what's
Is it
that?
right or wrong? I don't know. I'm just saying areas
No,
is like major league and minor league. Do you want to play
it,
in the minor leagues? Or you want to play in the major leagues? You know what I'm saying?
it's like like I had to learn how to adapt to it. Like
Yeah.
I only only thing that ever stopped me, and I stand behind it. I got long hair. I was like, man, I can't. I know what I. If that's the only reason why I'm not gonna get hired, it ain't for me. I know it.
Hey, that's what's up. I mean,
I know
that's why we just
it.
said earlier. If that's the result that you cool with, hey, you cool with it.
Like
You cool with it.
money.
You know what I'm saying?
Like that's why I
Yeah.
say money don't motivate me. Money don't move me like that. Like it's cool to have it. I don't need that. That's a bigger picture. This is bigger. It's way bigger. Way
Yeah.
bigger. Like yeah. Like yeah. I can be in the hundreds and 200,000 easily, but I have my self respect and all that intact. When you talk to me
Hmm.
like, oh yeah, and I don't like, and I want people to understand it. Like, some of us are still up under that old law. Like that old law, yeah, would say, yeah, I made 500,000, but nobody respect me except the people on that side. That's fine. Like, you can make it 500,000, but ain't nobody gonna respect you on this side. Nobody.
Man, respect is a weird word sometimes, though. It just depends. It's all relative. Respect is a relative
She,
word.
she,
Man, you crazy.
she.
We
Respect
just
is
said the
everything.
streets is a myth. We just said the streets is a myth.
But
And
respect is
but most people,
everything.
most dudes get respect, but a lot of dudes be respected get killed though.
Mm.
Yeah, how many dudes that we know that was respected and got killed by
Ain't nobody
somebody that
respecting you.
disrespected?
Ain't nobody respect. They didn't respect you.
But that's why I say it's relative to the people that's around. Like
Oh,
somebody will be okay,
respect.
all right,
Respect is respect.
okay, and it's different definitions. Like what is the respect based on? Different
Respect.
places is based on different things. It's based on different things.
Being scared and respect is different.
What I'm
Respect.
saying is,
Respect is respect.
what I'm saying is, some dudes you get respect because you was a player, right? Because you wasn't taking care of your kids, but you be respected,
If
right?
you're not respected,
But some people they are respected though.
respect is a whole spectrum.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's a spectrum. It's relative, man. It
The
just depends
whole
on where you're at.
no, it's the whole spectrum. Like somebody can respect you in your neighborhood, but the whole
Right,
spectrum, the whole,
right,
not half. That
right.
that is the utmost respect. All right, James Earl Jones, respect. That's a different type of level of respect.
But at one time, he wasn't respected. You know why? Because he was talking about how his
To
dating black women.
who? To who?
I'm just telling you, man. Some women
To
didn't like dude,
who?
man. Because I'm telling
Shit.
you, some women didn't like him, man. Because he was
Who?
messing
To
around in that
who?
snow. He was playing around in that snow, man.
Mm. To respect. That's hey, the only respect that really matters is what?
You
The
respect
only
yourself.
you respect yourself. You
It
respect
don't really matter.
man, you respect yourself like
Some people don't even know what you do enough to even respect you.
mm-mm.
Sometimes that's the crazy part. They don't even know.
No, that's your fault.
Mm-mm. It ain't my fault.
No, it is.
Why? Why is it my fault? I would love to hear that. Why is it my
Is
fault?
because you might not want your face to be known. Whatever.
No, I'm saying as far as let's say me working in IT. A lot of people
Mm-hmm.
don't even know the scope of IT, right? They just
Yeah,
think I work on computers,
they thinking that.
right? But they don't know like how deep it go. How deep that well go. You know what I'm saying?
They
And I'm not
don't.
tripping. I don't trip off respect at all. I don't care if you respect me or not because, like I say, a lot of times people, sometimes you don't even know enough about a person to even really respect them on a prism. You see what I'm saying? You
You
just going
don't.
off of the limited information that you know.
You don't.
So,
But and if a person have any type of respect for you, any,
because what people don't realize, a lot of times you don't even make it to those kind of jobs if you're not respected to make. When you get start getting over six figures, it's all reputation at that point,
it's respect.
right?
Not
But
just
in the street, but you may not get respect on the other side of the spectrum, though. It may be on that side of the
yeah, but
spectrum. So you have to think. You got to choose sometimes. Yeah.
like even when you get on the other side of the spectrum, they still it's gonna be somebody be like, hey, they can come at you at this way, and that way. But out of respect, they won't come at you that way.
But watch this. When you understand, when you grow up in the streets,
Mm-hmm.
not saying you a street person, but you understand respect and how things work.
Mm-hmm.
When you go into the other side, you know what you say?
You
Watch
demand.
this.
It's always business, never personal.
It's just
Mm-mm.
business. What JG?
Yeah.
What JG
But
say?
get
I'm
what?
a business. I'm a
Yeah.
businessman. I'm not a
But
businessman. I'm a businessman.
and what do? You you don't walk in asking for respect.
No,
You
you get the
demand it.
respect. Now you get the respect before you even come in,
You demand
based
it.
on skill, based on your
You
skills,
demand.
based on what you provide from a
Uh
business
huh.
standpoint.
Uh huh.
That's where your respect come in at.
It's demanding respect. You ain't got. I ain't got. I ain't got to ask you for nothing.
Right.
I'm
That's how
demanding.
demanded it
I'm
is.
gonna take it.
You don't even have to take it when you
Pause.
got the skill
Mm.
and you got the value. You
Mm.
already got the respect coming in the door.
Yeah.
You don't got to demand nothing. It's already
Listen,
there.
and when I say take the respect, cause yeah, they can give you respect. No, I'm gonna take it because you ain't got no choice. You ain't got no choice but to respect it. Cause you'll do the same thing, and it's the same. I always tell people the streets and corporate world, two different people.
Yeah,
Two different
one hundred
places.
percent, 100%. And you have to make a
But
choice. You're gonna come into life where you got to make a choice.
but
Which one you want?
but the corporate world is way more treacherous. So if I walk in and demand respect, I well, you know what? I ain't gonna demand respect. I'm gonna just show you better than I can tell you. Cause they gonna play you like that anyway. They gonna play
Yeah,
you
it
like
depends. I
that.
think it depends on the culture of the job,
Man,
man.
everything is the same. It's just different
It
levels,
depends.
different devils. It's
It
different levels,
depends,
different
man.
devils, man. That's it. All of them the same. Every it just depends on if you want to be. You want to let everybody be like, "Hey, man, yes, I love you."
I don't even
When-
want that anyway. I actually like being in my own space.
Yeah,
Like, I don't even want none of that.
yeah.
I
But
come. I'm offering you a service. I'm like a business. I'm offering you a service. You want my skills. You're paying me for my skills. I'm offering you a service. Write that check for these services, and that's what I'm providing to you. Is these services that you're buying. I'm not running for president. I don't need your vote. I'm not trying to be
that,
politics. I'm here to offer you these services. That's how I looked at it. I'm here to
yeah,
offer you these services. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm not here to do none of that. You know what I'm saying?
and
I'm here to offer you a service just like you're here as a business. You
like
need the service that I'm offering. That's why you called me to this interview.
yeah, and it as a businessman, when I
Hmm.
walk into it, yeah, I'm gonna offer my service, but I'm gonna let you know from the get go. Like, damn, you are way smarter than what we thought. I just look like this, and I that's my all. That's why I always let people know. Like, no, I just look like this. I ain't go to school like everybody else. I just look like this. Literally, I just look like this. And if you base everything on how a person look or you know where they come from, Walter or whatever, that's your loss. It ain't.
Well, most of the time, what I've learned in the corporate world, um, they really don't know where you're from. They do go off your look sometimes, but they really
Mhm.
don't know where you're
Yeah,
from. They really don't.
you
A lot
could.
of people I work with over the years, they don't even know what Southwest is. They don't even know nothing about Southwest Little Rock. What's
Yeah,
that? I don't know what that is. Well, yeah.
yeah. A lot of them lie too.
Or they older, the older people were like, yeah, we used to go to McClellan back in the day. The older people when it was
Yeah,
when it was
be
mostly
straight.
white. But
Be
but
straight up
yeah, a lot
line.
of times that's what I was trying to tell kids. You can outlive those situations because a lot of times if you can get out the hood unscathed, no major strikes on your record,
Yeah,
when you start getting into your career, you can actually outlive and start moving up because you don't have to worry about those strikes coming up against you. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
and that's
That's what I
that's
mean by you can outlive.
yeah, and that's what a lot of us parents did. Like they didn't have a lot of these kids. They didn't grow up in the same situation that we did. But guess what? We created a whole new monster. We created a whole new monster. Cause guess what? The same time we were moving up out of these same parts, that was tearing down these projects. So somebody got to go somewhere, and everybody wasn't brought up on that same principles and morals and the values that we was brought up on. That same umbrella. Cause when we was brought up, it's like, hey man, hey now you know, such they messed up or voodoo or whatever.
Mhm.
Not saying that they don't have a fighting chance either. But now it's different. And when I say it's different, it's like we knew who such and such was what did it. They sprinkle them over in Southwest, Jacksonville, or Sherwood, or Benton and Bryan. And then some of the core in Southwest. Like, no, nah, don't. Hey, I'm staying in the South End now. Now I'm going to Lisa Academy. Okay, what?
But don't you think that's cool though? It's better than going to Henderson, Lisa Academy though.
Shit no.
No, why not?
Shit no. Cause real life is still gonna be real. Like no matter how you try to escape it, real life is still gonna be here.
It's not escaping, but it's giving them opportunity to take in information that you normally wouldn't get at a public school though, right?
That- mm, No,
See, and
no,
that's the thing. What I'm telling kids: if
man.
you if
Jenny,
you live in the South End, listen. If you live in the South End and
good.
you go into Lisa Academy,
Oh gosh,
you have a chance to learn some information that you normally wouldn't get probably going to a public school.
I get that little part.
See, and that's what I'm saying. If a person keep telling themselves they can't do it, I'm telling you they not gonna do it.
I'm not saying that they can't do it,
But if you
but
keep saying it's hard, it's gonna be hard to overcome because you keep
no,
saying it's hard. That's all I'm saying.
no. And I'm trying to get you to understand. Like these kids that's in these good ass neighborhoods, they way more fucked up than we were.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, no,
But those kids in those good neighborhoods, in my opinion, they know what they doing though.
shit, no. They
They don't.
think they think they do. They using their
No,
privilege.
but I'm saying they understand accountability. They understand
Nah,
consequences.
fuck
They
no.
should.
I mean, sure. Excuse me. No, they just running behind that part. Like no, they know they can get up out of it, and then your child left with it. Now you got to deal with it. That's your child. Man, them kids in them good neighborhoods be they way more messed up.
I believe it.
They
I believe it.
way more messed up, and we be thinking like, oh, just send them into a good school. No,
I'm not saying that's to solve the problem. So what's your solution though? Before we get up out of here, what do you think a solution is, or one solution that could be done to help the kids?
yeah, my bad. Somebody was calling.
Are you good? Yeah. So last, before we get up out of here, we're gonna close out. What do you think the solution is?
Uh, love on your kids. Talk to them. Um, and when you talk to them, like it don't have to be like family dinner every day or whatever. Just sit down, and talk to them. Like my kid, my daughter, she was like, she missed when she was like, when we used to have a father daughter day.
Yeah.
She missed it, but I'm so worried about the bills and make sure she has straight. I be forgetting that stuff. Like damn.
Yeah. You and me
That's
both.
that, that's
I get on that too.
and that's why I was like, that's why I really say like the stuff that we trying to do. Like man, none of that stuff matters. Like money gonna come and go. It's just what we doing right now. That's what matters. Like that. That's all that matters. Like we was looking at a certain type of goal, and then once we got that goal, it was like, dang, that none of that stuff really matters now. Cause they growing up different. They been spoiled, but that don't stop us from talking to some other kids and now seeing where we not messed up at, but kind of saying like, oh, okay, now I get it. That was it.
Yep. I think for me, if we get up out here too, a solution is that's why I'm going to school trying to get to the bag. So make a center in Southwest or some in the city to where kids can come to and not just talk to them about the academic side of life, but actual life skills, like making yourself presentable, understanding how life works, understanding how things go, and talk to them about those things. You know what I'm saying? I think about what accountability mean, what it is being responsible,
Mhm.
those kind of things. What it takes to learning how to become a man when you graduate, learning about those kind of things
Yeah.
is important. You know what I'm saying? Understanding how to pay bills. Bills come every month. You got to understand. You got to do that every month.
Yeah.
However you do it, you got to do it every month. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's part of being an adult. You know what I'm saying? About those things.
And getting to the core of what, transpired. Like, dang, what? Not what made you that way, what changed your way of thinking. That's what, like that
Yeah.
stuff, like stuff like that. Like people be wanting, not people be wanting to know, but
We should talk about that Thursday. What changes a person's way
yeah,
of thinking? I have to write that down. Let me write that down. We'll make that a topic before we get up out of here. What changes a person's way of thinking? Write that down.
like I'm one of
That
the
should be
ones.
another hour of topic
Yeah,
right
I about
there.
to say I'm one of the ones that had their whole life planned out, like from beginning to end.
See,
Like
I
I was,
never, I struggle with writing plan. I'm more of a free will, like freestyle kind of dude, on the fly.
yeah.
I master stuff. That's why I'm good at IT. I can do something on the fly, just like that. Figure something out.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I'm
like
on the
for
fly
real.
guy. Yeah, that's why I kill it this last. So I can do this on the fly. Just come in, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, and run it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Yeah, like stuff happens and life
yeah. It
happens.
do.
And it's like,
It do.
damn.
It do.
But yeah,
But all right, guys, finna get ready to sign out this thing. Thanks for those who watched Thinking Game Tuesday. We didn't know it was gonna be almost 2 hours, but it's all good. Good conversation. Um, good topics. Go back and watch them if you get a chance. Let us know in the comments what you think. Duke, man, holla at us, man. Get them on there, man. But yeah, guys, we finna sign out. Thanks for watching and catch us Thursday at 6 when we go live again for the regular day of the Thinking Game. We might do Tuesdays and Thursdays. Let us know what you think. And we signing out. Anything you want to say before we sign out?
yeah. Get your life in order. No, no, no. Get your house. No, uh, I ain't taking no autographs right now. But yeah, no. Just